Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is take two because I was not recording audio last time. But nevertheless, we're here now, and we are here for another tier list. Now, if you missed the first tier list, there's a tier list, this playlist on my channel. It was going over my favorite bug types. How it's going to work is I'm going to rank my favorite types from my favorite to least favorite in tier list for the Pokemon, that is. Bug is my favorite type. Ghost is number two, and then as we'll go down the list, we'll see what my favorite types are in order. As you can see, this list has G-Max forms, Megas, Legendaries, Mythicals, and some Paradox Mons, i.e. just Flutterman, I believe. That's going to be its own separate tier list. We're going to have a separate tier list for Mythicals, Legendaries, Megas, etc. So today we're going to just be ranking usually the final evolutions, but it depends on if I really like the lower forms more. For example, my favorite of the Dusclops line, DUS Noir, is Dusclops, even though DUS Noir is the final Evo. So we'll worry about that afterwards. But nevertheless, we're going to get started with, looks like the first one's Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak's going to start in A tier. It may be adjusted up to S. Alolan Marowak is my favorite Alolan form. Alolan Ninetales is very close behind, but Alolan Marowak is amazing. It is Ghost Fire, which has rather become a popular type nowadays. It seems. I'm thinking I'm seeing a lot more Ghost Fire than I used to. Not quite like firefighting starters, but it's getting there. It's got an amazing design. I love the color scheme, the ghostly blue flames, the fire twirler gimmick. It is the second or third Totemon in Sun and Moon. It might be the same. No, no. Yes, Sun and Moon. I don't know if it's in Sun and Moon or the Ultra, because I think in one of them there's a Totem Salazzle. I think that's Ultra Sun and Moon, but don't quote me. It's been a while since I played those games. You can still run Thick Club with it to get that double attack. It's got a really dope signature move in Shadow Bone. It gets like Flare Blitz. You can still run the Boomerang and Earthquake Stone Edge coverage of Marowak. It's basically just Marowak with enhanced with more moves for Ghost and Fire coverage. So, well, Marowak, we're starting to list off strong. And next is Hisuian Typhlosion, which I think is just a bit better. I love Hisuian Typhlosion. It was hands down, because I'm already a big Typhlosion fan. Quilava is one of my favorite Pokemon ever, not just starters, but it's a peak design. And when they showed off the starters in Legends Arceus, Typhlosion Cyndaquil was one of them. And I was like, I have to run with Cyndaquil. I do like Oshawott, and I do like Rowlet. But Typhlosion's always been my main man. And then, of course, we saw their Hisui forms. I think it got the best form out of all of them. Another great signature move in Infernal Parade, which is basically like Hex, but I think it works with just burn instead of just status. I love the flames around its neck, the purple and dark red flames. It's got the more chilled out look. It's it's a great design. I definitely prefer it over regular Typhlosion, and it's one of the better designs they've come up with over these past few years. So next up is going to be Hisuian Zoroark. Shen Zoroark's another great Pokemon. Ghost Normal, which is one of the most coveted typings out there. You have a what? You have a dark weakness. Is that it? Just dark? Because you're immune to ghosts and you're immune to fighting. So only one weakness. Not really many resistances due to its normal typing, but Ghost has a couple of resistances, like Bug, for example. That may be one of the only ones I can think of, and Poison, I believe. But it's got a super cool design. I love the color scheme, especially the shiny. The red is replaced with a purple, but it's got like these weird flowing wisps. It's kind of like its hair. It's really cool. I know it has a signature move. I believe it is called Bitter Malice. Let me see, because they recently brought it into. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Painful Fox Pokemon, normal Ghost. Yeah, yeah, it's also still has the illusion gimmick. It's really cool. You even get a mask. I don't know if it was for pre-ordering or what, but you got a Baneful Fox mask. Yeah, I went from Baneful to the illusion, the Baneful Pokemon, not the illusion Fox one. Yeah, it gets. Where is its signature move? TR Egg moves. Isle of Armor. Are you not going to show me the move? 9 Days is his regular move set. That just takes me to the picture. No, it just takes me back here. Standard, TM. Yeah. Yeah, I believe it's called Bitter Malice. I don't remember exactly what it does in terms of its power level. Let me see. Let's go Legends Arceus. Yeah, Bitter Malice. It is 75 base power special move, and it leaves the target with Frostbite, and the power is doubled if the target has a status condition. Now, just to be sure, if I look up Hisuian Typhlosion, I believe Infernal Parade is just for the burn status, but I could be wrong. So let me take a look here. Legends Arceus. Yeah, it gets Hex and Infernal Parade. It's 60 power. Yeah, just status. So it's not just burn, but it gives him a 30% chance to burn, kind of like Scald. Yeah. Shen Zoro is great. Has its usual coverage. Like I said, it's got a really just design. Just look how cool it is. I remember first seeing it in the little trailer revealed for Legends Arceus. I was like, this has to go on the team, and I think it did, but I don't know if I used it too much in the final battles in the end of the game. But I know it was part of the squad, so assuming Zoroark is going to be chilling there, I gotta put a below Memory. It's just a little too cool. Next up, I'm not going to count this Pokemon, Oricorio Sensu, because Oricorio itself is just a flying type and has different. I'll put it up in my flying type tier list. But next will be Gengar. Gengar is a classic Pokemon. Gen 1 OG. It has the Mega. It had Levitate for a long while until they took that away and gave it like Curse Body. Which is still a good ability, but man, the Levitating Gengar used to be something else. I love Gengar, especially Ash's Gengar from Pokemon Journeys. So I'm gonna have to throw it up in A tier in between Marowak and Zoroark. I want to throw it in B, but I think Gengar is just too much of a classic. Love that Pokemon so much. It's when you think of Ghost type Pokemon, Gengar is probably the first one that comes up. Maybe Giratina, but Gengar embodies the Ghost type. It's sneaky. It's got the devilish grin. It's fast, strong. It's everything you'd like really want in a fire type ghost type Pokemon. And it's just a classic, really is. So up next is Shedinja. Shedinja's in B tier. I talked about it a bit in my bug type tier list. Shedinja's cool. It's got the fun gimmick of Winter Guard and only 1 HP, but then if you have weather or status, it just becomes completely useless. But I do enjoy the gimmick. It's got a fun little design based off of like the shells that cicadas leave behind whenever they, I guess, I don't know if they evolve. It's not like a cocoon or anything, but it's very unique. It's one of the more unique Pokemons because there's never really been anything else like it. And I think in a later video that I'm trying to drum up where I create some Mega Evolutions, Mega Shedinja is going to be on there, and I'm going to give it a brand new ability, but you'll have to wait on that video because that's going to be a while. But yeah, Shedinja's pretty neat. I don't hate it. I do enjoy Sableye a bit more though. Sableye is another fantastic ghost type. If you want to just walk through the second gym in Ruby Sapphire Emerald, you scoop yourself up a Sableye and you just win because there's not really much coverage moves for the Pokemon in that gym to fight against you. And Sableye is another just just like Gengar, extremely just a sneaky Pokemon. It's got a really cool design. I love the gems on its eyes. It's got a look to it. I really enjoy it, especially this one. I remember it came to Unite. It's really cool. Of course, it did get a Mega. I do very much enjoy Mega Sableye. Extremely defensive, but we'll worry about that list another time. But Sableye just has a great look to it. I love the gemstones, and of course, when it turns shiny, it gets the Emerald gemstone instead of the regular Ruby one, which is also a reference to the games it comes from, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. I don't know where the Sapphires are. I guess those are the eyes, but they don't seem like a deep enough blue. And Sableye has very cool battle properties. It has a great ability in Prancer and another useless one in Stall, where it only moves last. But with Prankster, you can get some Prankster Will-O-Wisps, Destiny Bonds, gets Knockoff, Shadow Sneak. It's got a really, really troublesome moveset, and it's decently bulky, especially in its Mega form. Sorry, goes Dark. Didn't have a weakness for a while until Fairies came along, just like Spiritomb, which we'll also rate later on. But overall, Sableye is a really cool Pokemon, and I do enjoy using it. Next up is Baynet. I love Baynet to death. Baynet, I'm a big fan of like horror, creepiness, and the possessed child doll is a rather cliche gimmick, but it does definitely get the job done. I definitely do enjoy its design, and just like Gengar and Sableye, it was eaten good with this Mega here, but again, we'll talk about that afterwards. But Bayonetta again, super cool Pokemon. I like the little fluff that comes out of it, and they say if it opens its mouth, that's not good. The evil spirits will come out. It's super creepy. I mean, look at this. I think this is from the anime, I believe. And there was also a really touching Bayonetta episode in Pokemon Journeys that really was a great watch. Let's see if I can find it. Basically, it's just about it going around finding Ash's Gengar helps it find its owner, who has a picture of right there. Bayonet Search, yeah, that's what it was, and it was such a good episode. Getting to the heart of it all, I guess is the name of the episode. Yeah, you can see it was a substitute doll, and I think they moved and left it behind, and it eventually turned into a bayonet. But yeah, it was such a great episode. Oh yeah, it's right. It turned out to be Nurse Joy's bayonet. That was a Nurse Joy when she was a kid. It was hers. You got the pink hair and everything, so I remember this. So shout out to Kosaka Jun on Donboru. So this is the thing that reminded me because they had that little bracelet there. So nice drawing. That was really nice. Kosaka Jun with a really good piece of art there. One of the better episodes of Journeys, and Bayonetta is also super cool with its creepy doll motif. Next up is going to be I'm wearing Dusclops. Dusclops is going to be in B tier. I think it's better than these two. Dusclops is a tank, Eevee-like monster, very tricky, another ghost type Pokemon. Usual moves. It's got a really cool design. I definitely prefer it over DUS Noir. It's got a cool shiny at the red. I think it's a lot more sinister looking. That's actually probably a lie. DUS Noir is a freak. But Dusclops is I like its like mummy wrap design, I guess would say would be a good one. I don't know what they are. I think they're like mummy wraps, but it looks really, really cool. It's got one of the trickier move sets. Pain Split seems to be this thing's signature move. It's great for getting that HP back in recovery. I wonder if they gave it Strength set. That's a good question. Apparently Team Rocket had a Dusclops. That I was not too aware of, because I did not know they had a Dusclops. But they have a lot of Pokemon that I'm not probably familiar with. But I love the Dusclops art that people are making. Looks great. And overall, Dusclops and Duskull are some great Pokemon, especially Duskull. Duskull's a creepy little guy too. I really enjoy it. And we'll move on to Drifblim. I like Drifblim. I'll probably throw it here. Drifblim is a cool Pokemon. Goes flying. Is sort of a rare typing. Evolves from the creepy Drifloon. We all know about the Drifloon stories of taking children and grab onto it. But Drifloon is a big old blimp. A lot of HP. Decent special attack. And it's just really cool looking. I don't know. I guess the fluff on its head is supposed to be like a cloud, but it's got a really cool design. It's got a nice cry, and hot air balloon's actually a pretty unique design. That's why I really like ghost types. Ghost types definitely err on the side of possession, and they can possess anything, as we'll see later on the list, with some amazing designs. But I mean, you can really make anything into a ghost, and the things that Pokemon have made into ghosts are extremely unique. Like I said, we'll get to those afterwards. But Drifloon's a solid Pokemon. I think it's a little underrated. I don't really see people talking about it. Maybe it's because of Miss Magus. I think I like Miss Magus a bit less than Sableye and Drifloon. Evolved form of Miss Drevis from Gen 2, Fantina's Ace, and also Yono's Ace. With the ability Levitate, Yona's an electric type gym leader. She'll Terra Electric, and it will have no weakness anymore. So that is a very interesting take on it, and it's got Thunder Wave and Thunderbolt for coverage. Makes sense. It's rather fast, especially bulky on the physical side. It is nothing, but it's got a decent design. I don't hate Mischievous, Miss Magius. It's kind of just there, honestly. I never really use it. I probably should because it looks great. It's like a witch kind of thing. What is its designation? It is the magical Pokemon. So yeah, I can see it. Um, yeah, I do very much enjoy Miss Magus. It's got, yeah, like I said, it's a perfect evolution to Miss Drevis. And as you can see, people really like Miss Magus. There's a lot of cool art on this Pokemon. It's another Pokemon I don't really use and I kind of feel is underrated. So maybe I'll have to use it in a playthrough coming up. I might use it. I don't think it's on my BDSP team for playthrough 2, but if I do a third playthrough, there's no doubt I'll probably use Miss Magus. Spiritomb is. I actually think Spiritomb's overrated. I know it gets a lot of love due to Cynthia. I don't really care for Spiritomb. I use it in my first. Whenever Pokemon got ranked for Scarlet and Violet, I used it, and it did its job. It was Sucker Punchy, Will-O-Wisp. Or was it Hypnosis? I think it was Hypnosis instead of Will-O-Wisp. But it's from the Odd Keystone. It's another unique design. Not the first, but another Ghost Dark Pokemon. It's cool. Like I said, I know it gets a lot of love for being part of Cynthia's team, but to me, I don't really care for Spiritomb too much. Its design is alright, but I think it's a bit more goofy than scary. I mean, I'm just not a big fan of Spiritomb, especially in the games. You have to do a lot to get it. Um, Except for Scarlet and Violet, they make it pretty easy. It just spawns on a specific platform at night on the Glaciato Mountain. But I mean, it's just really not for me. It's an okay Pokemon. I'll probably rate it in the back of B tier. DUS Noir, I'll put you around here. DUS Noir is a beast of a Pokemon. It looks great. Gen 4 evolution to Dusclops with the Reaper Claw via trade. That is a Mega Dust Noir. That does not exist, but yeah, it's got a good look to it. It's really, really neat. It's got great Pokemon cards for, like, that looks sick. For the TCG. It's a decent Pokemon. I do like it. I do. Oh, it's a gift. That's pretty sick. Yeah, it opens up its whole stomach to shoot shadow balls and whatnot. It's a decent little Pokemon. It's a decent design, but I just think I like Dusclops a little more because I don't know. Like I said, the mummy wraps get me. I'm a big sucker for ancient Egypt. Next up is Frostlass. This is a evolution for female Snowrunt, I believe. I don't know if it's female or male, but I know it's. I don't think it matters because Glalie, I think, is just level up. Frostlass is Dawnstone, and Ice Ghost, fantastic typing. I love Ice and I love Ghost. It's got a really cool gimmick and design and basis. I forgot what it was based off of. It also Japanese name Yuki Minoko. That's pretty sick. But Wikipedia should tell us what it's based off. I think it's some kind of witch. It is the What are you now? You are the Snowland Pokemon. Origin, mostly based on the Yuki Onna, a female ice spirit of Japanese folklore. Also resembles a Kokeshi doll, because of the red sash. Yeah, I love all the weird Japanese basis that they use for their Pokemon designs. And yeah, I can definitely see it. I can definitely see it. It's pretty much confirmed what that's based on. It's interesting to battle with. I believe it's 80. It's decently fast. I actually didn't know it had 80 attack along with special attack. I've only used it as a special attacker. I don't know if you can really use it. I mean, you have Ice Fang. but usually it's throwing around Will-O-Wisps, Shadow Balls. You can do Ice Spinner, and you can use Crunch. I might have to make me a physical Frostlass, because you never really ever see a physical Frostlass, but it's got a really cool design. Purple shiny, or it's like a magenta color, but yeah, Frostlass is another underrated Pokemon. Gen 4 has some underrated Pokemon with Miss Magus. Dusclops is Gen 3, and Frostlass. Next up is Rotom. Rotom definitely isn't underrated. Rotom is awesome. Now I'm gonna. Then again, yeah, I'll still keep Rotom up here, but since the appliances lose the ghost typing, I'll throw it right around here. Because Rotom itself is great, but let's be real, you use Rotom because of the appliances, and when Gen 5 came around, they no longer became Electric Ghost, they became Water, Grass, Fire, Flying, and Ice for each of the Rotom appliances. So, but Rotom itself isn't really used, but it's still a really cool Pokemon. I love how it zips around, zip and zaps around. Um, I love how you get it in the old chateau in Gen 4 with another creepy ghost mansion. And it's cool. Like I said, if I Google Rotom, you'll probably find a lot for its other appliances. Yeah, you get regular Rotom, and then of course you get the appliances here that everyone loves. And of course, your Pokedex in the newer games is a Rotom that started in Gen 7, and then in Gen 8 it was also a Rotom Dex, and of course you have the Rotom phone case from Gen 9. But I do like the Rotom Dex, especially in the Sun and Moon anime. It was a lot fun to listen to. It was a good one. I definitely prefer in terms of the forms. Rotom. Oh, I forgot about Rotom. Did I say grass for Rotom? I don't remember. I think I did. Uh, if I had to pick a favorite, it's probably Rotom Heat or Rotom Frost. Rotom Frost is definitely one of the more underrated ones. Rotom Frost and Fan are just never used really, and then Mo is really cool too. And then Rotom Heat and Rotom Wash are the ones, especially Rotom Wash, they get all the love and praise. Next up is going to be Kaaggrigus. Kaaggrigus is going to be in A tier as well. I think it's going to go right in between Bayet and Gengar. Gen 5, Ghost type, mummies, coffins, sarcophaguses, that's the word. A really cool design, great ability in Mummy, where if you make physical contact with it, you will lose your ability and it will become Mummy, which becomes, I believe, useless. Unless you're hit with a physical move from another Pokemon and you just turn Mummy into them and just keep cycling it around. But it's I want to say it's a physical tank. I believe it's physically defensive, not specially. Yeah, well, it's still got 105 social defense, 95 special attack. It doesn't really have a lot of HP. It's slow, but in Trick Room, this thing could nasty plot up and sweep you like that. So, Comfortvegas is going here. I didn't even mean to click that. You are not F tier, Lampet. I'm sorry. Next up is Jellicent, the Pringles Pokemon. I know that's not its designation, but male Jellicent looks like Pringles. It's gonna go in. Actually, I think I like it more than all of these. Jellicent's a really cool Pokemon. Big old ghostly jellyfish. Lot of HP. It's got a really cool basis as well. It has awesome Pokedex entries talking about sinking ships. It is the floating Pokemon. It doesn't get levitate, does it? That's funny. But yeah, it's got some creepy Pokedex entries wherever they are on Bulbapedia. There we go. The fate of the ships and crew that wander into Jellicent's habitat, all sunken, all lost, all vanished. Yeah, the crown on its head gets bigger as it absorbs more and more of the life force from creatures. That's just creepy. Fun fact, I did not even know it had a crown on its head. I never paid attention. I just love the male Jellicent because it looks like Pringles. The Pringles man. So, nevertheless, it's got a lot of HP. I believe it's HP based. Yeah, 100 HP, 85 special attack, 105 special defense, 70 defense. So it's another bulky mon. Ghost types do have a lot of bulky representatives that I really notice, but I guess it does make sense because Ghost doesn't really have a lot of weaknesses. But Water Ghost is a great typing. Relatively rare, I'd say. Looking at this list, there's what? Not really anymore. Are there even any more? Looking at the list. No, I don't see any more water ghost types. Yeah, because, fun fact, Kersa is just a pure ghost type. Oh, Basculegion is one. Nevertheless, we are moving on to Chandelure. Chandelure, looking at this list, taking away Megas, is probably my favorite ghost type out there. Like I said, going back to what ghosts can possess, a ghostly chandelier is unbelievable. Yeah, I was looking for nicknames for one. For a teal mask, I call it one, but look at it. The ghostly blue and purple flames. It's got a sinister laugh to it. It's got like a cackle to it. It is an amazing Pokemon, and the shiny form looks great too with the red flames, but I definitely prefer the blue and purple flames. Monstrous special attacking stat. I believe it's base 145, which is up there with uber legendaries. It's not slow per se, but it isn't fast. But Chandelure, let me see. What are your base stats? 80 speed, 90 special defense, 90 defense. So it still has some bulk to it. And it's decently fast at base 80, so it can be easily choice scarfed. But Chandelure is an amazing Pokemon. Unbelievable. This is some sets that someone came up with for RU. Yeah, it's one of the few Pokemon to not lose Toxic. So yeah, max HP, max speed, timid for as much speed as you can. Chandelure is just incredible. It really is. It's my favorite ghost type. Golurk, underrated, underrated Pokemon. Love Golurk. One of the few physical ghost Pokemon. Not few, but ghosts usually try to stick to the special side. 124 defense, 80 special defense, 80 defense. Not too fast, but it can fly. It's an automaton. It's a big boy. Ground Ghost, which is a fun typing. It's got a really cool design. It's a big golem automaton, kind of Iron Giant looking thing. Its shiny's alright. It makes it green instead of the orangey kind of sandy colors for them. And Golurk, another underrated mon. I love Golurk. Um, yeah, Shadow Punch, Hammer Arm. Just got a lot of good coverage. Iron Fist, one of its abilities to increase those punching moves like Shadow Punch and Hammer Arm. I wonder if Hammer Arm counts as a punching move. It should. But Golurk is great. Gen 5 was cooking with ghost types with Chandelure and Golurk. And Jellicent. They had some really good ones. Now, on to Aegis Slash, however you're supposed to pronounce it, is incredible. Uber legendary when it came out. Ghost Steel based on a sword and shield. This would have been a perfect Pokemon to release in Gen 8, but nevertheless, it came to us in X and Y. Didn't disappoint in the slightest. Stance change. When it uses its signature move, King Shield, it can stay in its defense form or go from attack to defense. Its stats flip. It keeps the same HP and speed, so it's like not fast and it doesn't really have a lot of HP, but it'll flip its attack and defense to like 150 respectively. It has one of, if not the best shiny forms, which is the black, red, and gold. And you can see it's a defense form and attack form. It is really, really strong. Like I said, it was quickly banned to Ubers, and it has these amazing cards. Yeah, Aegislash, there's not really much to be said. It is an amazing Pokemon, one of the best Gen 6 Pokemon. I think the second best Gen 6 Pokemon, right behind Greninja. It was really good. Next up, Trevenant. Trevenant is going into. I will put it right in front of Drifblim. Creepy basis for Phantump, the spirits of dead children. That's just creepy. Very much so. And you can see, different from my bug type list, there's not really any Pokemon that are going in lower tiers. Bug type at least had a couple with like Volbeat and Illumise. Ghost types are hanging in there. Because I don't really hate any of these Pokemon. There's one, I see one that will probably make it into C tier. Maybe two. Probably two. But where were we? Trevenant. It is another physically oriented Pokemon. It is amazing in Pokemon Unite for sustain. I love it in Pokemon Unite with Horn Leech and things like that. Yeah, there it is in Unite. There's its surrender. And it's a really scary looking tree. I really like it. Great shiny form with the white and red, even though I do prefer the more standard tree look to it. And it is, I don't know if it's as tanky as it is in Pokemon Unite. It's got 110 attack, 76 defense, and 82 special. It's actually kind of mid, honestly. It's not even that good, but I'm a big fan of it. I love using the Shadow Claws and Horn Leeches on it. Horn Leech is a great move for sustain. And one of the better ghost types to be released in Gen 6. Moving on, it looks like we're going to have Pumpkaboo. I think I like Pumpkaboo a little bit less. Pumpkaboo is going to go right here. Just like, actually, I don't know. Actually, I think I've turned a new leaf. I think it's a lot more unique. It is not Pumpkaboo. That's its previous form. It is called Gourgeist. I don't know why I always get those two mixed up. Gourgeist is another unique Pokemon. Not only in it's because it's design. I love Halloween, perfect time, spooky season. Got a jack-o'-lantern Pokemon, purple hair design, and there's different sizes as well. And do they have different stats? I don't know, but it's got 122 defense, 90 attack, 84 speed. It's quite big. Yeah, so as you can see, the bigger it is, the slower it is, but it also becomes more powerful, which is really cool. I think in terms of overall um, continuity, I think the normal Gourgeist will be about where you'd want to be in terms of a Pokemon that you want to use, because it stays the same defensively, but still has good speed and okay attack and a bit more HP. And it has a signature move, Trick or Treat, which will turn you into a Ghost type, I believe. There it is. Trick or Treat. I don't know much about the evolution, but shout out to Yin Cartoon Man for this really cool deviant art picture. Is this the animation? Yeah, it's something like this. It's such a cool animation. You got the pumpkins, you have the ghosts, and the haunted trees in the background. Gorgeist is a great Pokemon, and I believe did someone had it in, was it the Pokemon, was it in Journeys? I think Diantha had a Gourgeist. Yeah, and the what you call it. Yeah, there it is. Um, again, that is against a what you call it. A um, what's your name? Good lord. Yeah, Phantom Force was introduced, and Diantha had a really good showing with this. I believe this is against Lance. Yeah, I knew Diantha had one. It put on a show during the Pokemon tournament and Journeys. Um, Shout out to Go Guys. Next up is Decidueye. Decidueye is going in S tier. Decidueye is definitely my favorite Alolan Startermon, because if you don't know about me, I am a sucker for archery. And that's its whole motif with Spirit Shackle, bow and arrow Pokemon. It uses a bow. Grass Ghost is a sick typing. Wasn't the only Grass Ghost Pokemon in Gen 7? But I truly love this Pokemon a bunch. Um, got a great signature move and a good signature hit ability in long reach, where its contact moves technically don't make contact. So you can use contact moves like Shadow Sneak, Shadow Claw, and not trigger abilities like Flame Body, Curse Body, etc. But it's got a really cool design, a great Z move. Not my favorite exclusive Z move. It's got a cool design on it, shiny with the darker green colors right there and the black wings. It also has a Hisuian form, which is grass fighting, so that's why it's not on this list. But it's a good Pokemon. It looks great. How had one, of course. And of course, there's its Surrender and Unite with the bow and arrow. It's just such a cool basis for a Pokemon. It really is. And I'm very glad that Decidueye is around. It is in the new Scarlet and Violet, which I haven't really had a chance to get a good rally, so I'm gonna have to do that eventually. Next up is what is your name? You're Sandygast, right? And where are you? Palosand, that's right. Palosand's going to the top of A tier. Actually, it's going to go behind Marowak. What am I doing? Another ground ghost Pokemon. You go in front of the other one. Ground ghost, specially based on like Golurk, water compaction to hopefully have his defenses go up. Shore up is a signature healing move. Yeah. Sandygast, Palosand is one of the better Pokemon dropped from Gen 7, and of course has an incredible shiny with the black sand and a little shovel on its head. A great Pokemon card designs, and like I said, goes back to possessing really anything. It is a haunted sandcastle. Didn't really think someone would come up with that one, but lo and behold, they did, and it turned into a great Pokemon, especially tanky, with good special attack and defense, good HP. Actually, his defense is alright, but his defense is pretty good. Very, very slow. Another good Trick Room Pokemon, but it is very tanky. And even down here, as you can see, it can set up Stealth Rock. So, Palossand, great Pokemon. Next up is Delmise. I'm going to put it in C just because it's an alright Pokemon, but I have never used it. I don't really know what it does, and you don't really ever see it. It's got a great shiny. The red shiny is good. And it looks cool. The anchor Pokemon, it's got a Steelwork ability, so basically it's 3 types. Grass, Ghost, and Steel. It's a cool looking Pokemon, but I've never really used it. It looks sick. I love how it whips the anchor out and smacks you around with it. But I just never really see it get used at all. So I might have to use one. I was gonna do it on my second playthrough of the Ultra games, but there was 2 Pokemon I've never used. One was Shiinotic, and let me see, let me pull it up. I made a little list on my phone. It is, where are you? There it is. I was going to use Decidueye and Sun and Moon, and then Shiinotic. I'll probably drop Decidueye, but I already have a Firewater Grass core. That's what I'm saying. I might just route no starter and use Delmise. That's probably what I do. Screw starters. I'll use Pick-a-Peck will be my starter because Toucannon's on the list. Pick-a-Peck and Rabombi. Those will be my starters. Screw you. I'm going to use Delmise. So I had that to look forward to. It has, I don't even know its stats. It's kind of just there. It has 131 attack, 100 speed. Good lord, it'd be broken. 100 defense, 86 percent nice. So it's another tanky one with okay HP. Yeah, it's a Steel Worker. Gives it Steel Stab. So you can use Anchor Shot, its signature move. Yeah, it's a very unique Pokemon. I never really see it. And we're getting towards the end here, so let me speed up a little bit. Mimikyu. Mimikyu, I think, is good. Slightly overrated. Do I like it more than you? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna throw it in between. I'm gonna throw it here. I like Mimikyu. I think Mimikyu's been a bit overdone. I do like Mimikyu. It's got a very creepy basis in the anime. Another creepy doll motif with like the voodoo doll. I do like the merch that they come up with, where they just have it over different Pokemon. That's cool. And I mean, yeah, it looks fine. And you got the plushies, of course. That actually looks really adorable. No one knows what it actually looks like. It is, yeah, Mimikyu is pretty creepy. No one has seen what it looks like underneath, because if you do, you die. The only person to see it died, so not good. Shiny Mimikyu is kind of like a black and white, kind of plain looking look to it. But I mean, look at the little plushie. I might have to give me a plushie. And then of course it has its regular form, and then its disguise form. And then when you hit it, it becomes its busted form, and it loses like what, 10 HP, or 10%. I don't remember what it is. So you can get a free sword sense off and Price Sweep. But Mimikyu, it's fine. It's not the Pikachu clone of the region, but I think it's rather unique, and I really want to see what it looks like one day. I really want to see what it looks like underneath that scarf. Alright, moving on to, I believe, Gen 8. Yeah, Sinistea, another C tier mon. Never really got into it. Sinestia, I think, is a lot better. It's not quite updated on this list for the Teal Mask, but even though it says so, I believe. tier list, Megan. I'm not just scrolling by. Sorry. But it's an alright Pokemon. Special attacker. It's just not really too much to say about this. I know I've been rambling on. I really need to get these videos better. So maybe it's because I don't have any guests. I have to bring someone. So we're gonna probably speedrun, so I don't have you here. Kersa is S tier. Oh, amazing Pokemon. Definitely my favorite conversion evolution in this game. I like it more than Galarian Darmanitan. I like it more than Mr. Rhyme. It's a really, really solid Pokemon design, and it's got a really good basis to Bleach Coral. It is a special attack, special monster, by the way. Humongous special stats. It is a hard hitter and is a special tank. Look at that, 145 special attack, same as Chandelure, 130 special defense. With 95 attack isn't bad, but with Strength Sap, which is I think a signature move, maybe signature, not quite signature, but started with it, can heal it and lower the attack, to lower the other Pokemon's attack. The less HP you regain. The Cursola is great. I really need to use it in a playthrough coming up. Runerigus, another A tier mon. I like it more than Kaaggrigus. I love the runes on it, like the old Nordic runes. Ground Ghost again, even though it should be Rock Ghost. Watched the YouTube show about that the other day. Don't know why. Spiritomb and what you call? Are there even? There's not a Rock Ghost Pokemon, is there? Unless I'm just blatantly dumb. I don't think there's a Rock Ghost type at all. I don't think it's been used in the slightest. Let me look. Pure Ghost, Poison Flying, Dragon Dark, Grass Flying, Ground Fairy. Yeah, there's not a single Rock Ghost type. That needs to change. There needs to be some Rock Ghost types. And Runerigus should have been the first one. It's not. It's ground. But I do like it more. The way you evolve it is absolutely hilarious. If I can look that up. Evolution. Where do we evolve it? How to evolve. In Pokemon Go, I don't care about that. I don't want to watch a YouTube video either. How about Cerebi? Cerebi will let us know. So if we go here and we look up Runerigus, get this. It needs to take at least 49 damage, have 49 plus damage taken by your mask in one battle, and walk under the stone sculpture in the wild area. So there's a stone sculpture in the sandy area. You walk under it, and then cutscene plays, you evolve. 49 damage. I don't know why. I don't know what the reason of it is, but that's what it is. Welcome to modern day Pokemon. Dragapult, the Gen 8 Pseudo, is going to the back of A tier. I love its design. Competitive has made me hate this Pokemon. I cannot stand Dragapult. It is fast and it's way too hard. I don't like it. But it's got a really cool design. I love the little Dreepies it shoots out of its floor at its head, which are these Dreepy is right here, and then Dracoloak hangs out one. I actually think Dracoloak's cooler than Dragapult, so you can kick rocks, Dragapult. You're going down the beach here, buddy. You are going to go. You can go here. You can go here. Sure thing. I think Dracoloak's a lot cooler. I love the singular Dreepy on its head. It's adorable. But Dragon Ghost, great typing, even though it shouldn't really belong to you, the king. Nevertheless, that is how it is. Spectrider is super sick, but unfortunately, it has T-Mobile coverage, no moves whatsoever. It has like I think. Let me look up a competitive set for Spectrider because it has absolutely nothing. Let's see. People are running like Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, Foul Play, and Nasty Plot. Any other moves that people run? I need to see it in competitive because it gets no coverage. People are using Draining Kiss. I mean that's neat, I guess, but it gets no moves whatsoever unless you're on Shadow Rider. Yeah, Shadow Ball, Psychic. That's what they're doing. People were running Mud Shot for coverage. Mud Shot was this thing's coverage. It had no coverage whatsoever. Listen, the only reason it'd be good is if you're running the Shadow Rider when you get the signature Astro Barrage, which I believe is the most broken move in all of Pokemon. I don't know what it does because I never used the Pokemon. What does this move do? It is 120 power, 100 accuracy, and it's a spread move. It's crazy broken. Good move, good move. And I have gotten rid of the tier list, haven't I? How did I do that? How did I actually do that? There is no way. Hold on a minute. Please save it. I'll cry. How did I do that? Oh, thank God. Anyway. I don't even know. I don't even remember exiting it. I'll see it back. Basculegion is next. Another C tier mon. Decent Pokemon. Never really used. Sick basis. The souls of the Basculin who didn't make it upstream have combined into Basculegion. Dope basis. I forgot I think I had to put it above Dragon Ball, to be honest. I sold you short. Sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game. Great physical attacker. Decent special attack as well. Got the two different forms. I prefer the white one over the red one. Yes. Next up, Skeletor. Skeletor is the best fire starter. I will not be taking any questions. I think it's better than Charizard. It's better than Typhlosion. It's better than Blaziken. Infinite is better than them all. Skeletor is a king. Fire Ghost again, which I really wanted to use Ceruledge for my playthrough, which we'll throw up here as well. Like I said, they were Fire Ghost types. Eat all the Fire Ghost types. Bangers. Bangers, bangers, bangers. Skeletor is slow, but it's actually kind of tanky, which is odd for fire types because usually they're the faster ones. You look at Blaziken, Infernape, Typhlosion, they're decently quick, at least based on 100 speed on those guys. You are HP and special defense, and it has a great signature move in Torch Song, which is like 80 power, which isn't bad, but it raises your special attack by 1 each time you use it, so they can just snowball. It's got a great design. It is a music-based Pokemon. Um, what is your name? Skeletor. It's just so sick. I remember being an impatient man. Yeah, the singer Pokemon. I remember being impatient and seeing what the starters final evolutions for when they leaked. And I was like, yeah. Skeleton and Dirge are type of song performed in mourning during funerals, and it says Japanese name, which is a Spanish flute, loud and bone. Yeah, Skeletor, crocodile with the Dia de los Muertos look. It is peak starter, peak fire starter. Same as Ceruledge. In the anime, I forgot his name. I have his name listed in the notes app, so I'm gonna go look at that. But he's one of the members of the Explorers, which is the new evil faction in the Horizons anime. I don't have his name. I took it away. Whatever. But it's an amazing Pokemon. I remember when me and my friends thought it was exclusive Gallade forms, but there is completely new Pokemon because they do have a look of Gallade on them. The Ceruledge Bitter Blade is such a sick move. It's got the color scheme. The only thing that sucks about Ceruledge is the shiny. Um, It'll make no difference. This is regular Ceruledge right here. Okay? Shiny Ceruledge. Okay, you see? Shiny regular Ceruledge looks like this. Shiny Ceruledge has red eyes. I know it looks great, but I really wanted a flip. I wanted Shiny Ceruledge to have Armarouge's colors. Can you imagine the red blades and the red and yellow armor? And then same for Armarouge. Could have had the black armor with it. Come on, man. That would have been amazing. But alas, it didn't happen. But we got an amazing Pokemon in Ceruledge, so I can't be too mad. Gen 8 had some great ghost types as it moves on to Bramblegast. Another unique Pokemon. It's got a signature ability, not signature anymore, but it's got Wind Rider, Grass Ghost. It's physically, and it's got speed to it as well. Quite underrated. It's a really good Pokemon. Another Pokemon that I love from this gen is Greavard. It's going to the top of that. Greavard's adorable. It had a great trailer. Houndstone, on the other hand, I don't really care for. I think it's a huge downgrade in terms of design, even though it didn't really change much. It looks like a natural evolution. I love, love Greavard to death. It's adorable. Is there the gif of the dancing Greavard on the speakers during the gym fight? I need to see it. Yeah, the house sounds good, but I'm definitely more of a Greavard guy. There it is. See, I mean, Houndstone could never. And this is a clip from the trailer. because it kills you. It saps your life force. It's adorable. It is adorable. Let me see. What's this Pokedex about it say? Yeah, it has powerful jaws and shatter bones. Oh my goodness. I mean, look at this thing. Look how cute it is. I love Greavard. Greavard's way better. Shiny kind of sucks, no lie. Greavard is better than Houndstone ever could be. No lie. If it does have good stats, I will straight up use a Greavard in my next playthrough if it has okay stats. What are its base stats? Show me now. You're not going to show me, are you? Now I gotta go to Cerebi. Golly. Show me. Because if you're good enough, I'll slap an Eviolite on you. 61 attack, you're terrible. Never mind. Can't do it. And then finishing up with the last two, Annihilate is a freak in Golden Go. I don't like Golden Go. After competitive, it ruined it for me. It has a great look. I mean, it surfs on a golden surfboard, which is cool and all. It's a broken mess in competitive. It's a monster, but so is Annihilate. But Annihilate looks incredible. It really does. I think it'll go right around. I think it'll go here. Yeah, that works. So that is it for this tier list. I do apologize. I know I said in the last video where I need to speed it up. I ramble. I know no one's going to sit here and watch the whole thing, but I'm going to zoom in a bit back to 100% to get the full list. Here are the tiers. Here is how it looks. Like I said, I'm going to have to speed the videos up. I know this is going to take forever, but thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.